Are you a BO4 peasant with no camos on your classes? Do you get scammed by random IG resellers for PSNs? Do you want your gun to look sexy like this? What's good, my handsomes? Jacoby K back here with another tutorial video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at how to duplicate Twitch Prime camo, or in general any camo, from multiplayer to another multiplayer in a different account. We have an account here. We got a sexy PSN right here. Jacoby is a virgin. This account has no Twitch Prime classes, as you can see here. We're going to be giving this Twitch Prime classes from a different account. I'm going to explain how to do this. There's some precautions you need. So some things you want to know is you need an account with Twitch Prime. In this case, this is a friend's account, Mesu. My main doesn't work for some reason, so Jacoby K, like, it can't dupe Twitch Prime camos anymore, unfortunately. So you're going to want an account which has Twitch Prime permanently unlocked. It can also be a dupe template. So if the guy has just classes in general in multiplayer, you can also pull those to whatever account you want to. With this glitch, you can only do it with non-reactive camos. So if you're gonna use like Dark Matter, for example, or Nebula, this will not work on multiplayer. You can dupe in that variation on custom games, and I'll show how to do that later. You're gonna need 2 controllers for this method, and you're also gonna want 3 accounts, and I'll explain how those accounts work. So as you can see here, we got Mesu's account. I'm gonna show you where the Twitch Prime is and what we're gonna be duping to the other account. We're gonna be duping these classes right here with like a different Twitch Prime camo. So this is like the second Twitch Prime camo right here, and this one's like the first one, and some random shit. I'm not gonna change what he has, so I'm gonna keep it as it is. So this is what, like, the classes aren't like amazingly perfect, but this is what we're just gonna be duping anyway. So anyway, with the method, let me explain how it works. The first step you want to do, I'm going to log out of all the accounts so it's easier for you to understand and visualize. You're going to want to take your main controller, and you're going to remember what your main controller is. This is my first controller. So you're going to go into any account that is just an alt account. This doesn't have to have Twitch Prime on it. You want this account to be not the account you're giving Twitch Prime with, and not the account you're taking it with. Or Twitch Prime in this case could be like any camo. You're going to go into that account, you're going to log into Black Ops 4. Now that we're in BO4, we're going to connect to online services. In this method, we're going to be duping from multiplayer to multiplayer. If you want to do it in customs, it actually basically is the same method, a very slight variation. So what that means is we're going to go over to multiplayer when we log in. This method also works for PS5 and PS4. It's the exact same, so just repeat the process. There's no changes you need to make at all, and the controllers you use don't have to be both PS5, by the way. You can have a PS4 controller plugged into a PS5, or if you're using a PS4, you can plug in a PS5 controller in there as well. So you can mix and match these. We're gonna go over to multiplayer, as I said before, and we're gonna look at the account here. We're gonna plug in our second controller now, and we're gonna give this controller to the Twitch Prime account. So in this case, it's gonna be Mesu. Once we do that, this is a troubleshooting technique. You don't have to do this. Hold your PS button. This will refresh the account. Go back into Black Ops 4 and put it in split screen. You can also just put it in split screen straight away, although that will log in your account offline instead of online. That can cause some issues sometimes, but in this case, not exactly. Now that we've got our account over, we're going to back out. You're going to use this controller for backing out and moving around the main menus. This is going to be your first controller. The reason you want to do that makes it safer to do the method, in my opinion, so less things can go wrong. So you're going to leave the party, you're going to go to theater, you're going to just hold on theater here. You're going to get your second controller ready. You're going to want to quickly disconnect this controller once you go into theater mode. It's going to go to continue. This doesn't have to be too fast. Many people believe you have to do this like really fast. That's actually untrue. You can do it reasonably slow. Like, I'm already like frozen in here, so it's taking a bit ages. There we go. You're gonna log out. So you don't have to do it very fast. You can take a bit of time. Just don't do it for too long. Go back out with the first controller. Go to local play. What this does is it tricks the game into thinking you're still logged in on the account that was here, which was the Twitch Prime account, because we went into theater mode. Now you're gonna log in the second account that you want to dupe to. So it's gonna be the account that's gonna receive it, the camos. Obviously, this account, you're going to want this to be like above level 6, so you can at least dupe the classes in. If this is a master prestige account, you can also dupe in more classes. You can dupe in up to 12. You're going to connect that into split screen straight away. You don't want to refresh it because you want it to be offline. A troubleshooting technique you can do as well right here. This is an optional step, makes it more consistent though. Go over to multiplayer and back out, and then go over play online with your main controller. Now that we're here, go over to multiplayer. If the glitch has worked, you should see the emblem of your main has changed and also the calling cards. If you have any rare showcases on the account you're duping to, make sure you back them up on a different alt account, otherwise you will lose them permanently. And as you can see, this is the second controller on my Jacobia's Virgin account that we saw didn't have camos, and now we have all the Twitch Prime camos available on this account to use. Again, as I mentioned before, don't do this with reactive camos because it won't work. You can do it with anything that's non-reactive, so like these type of camos and the camo here. Don't do it with these ones. To stick this, here are some methods you can use. The ones I would recommend most: change your class to any different thing, just rename it. That's one thing you can do. If you don't mind duping some of these to other classes, you can also duplicate your class to anything else. That's another stick method. I would recommend doing as many of these as possible. You can change your clan tag to anything else. That will also help stick this. You can go and change your emblem. When you do emblems, do not duplicate them. Do not put them into decals. If you do that too much, you will you're gonna send your account to hell, basically. I'm not gonna tell you exactly what happens because it's better to keep it secret, but yeah, be careful with that. I think I actually already sent my account to hell right now. Let's see. But yeah, once that happens, it will if you do too many stick techniques like this, it will go back to the main menu and it will protect your account from getting reset. This is fine. As you can see, to protect your stats, you're going to be reset. That's actually very good. You just restart the game, and this will mean that you've actually stuck your stuff into multiplayer. So some of the methods, I didn't go over them, all of them. You can change your calling card, you can change your clan tag, you can change your emblem, you can dupe your class, you can rename your class. These are all safe, by the way. The ones you don't want to do, don't put your emblems onto decals. Or don't mess around with editing emblems and shit. Editing emblems might not be an issue, but I recommend just staying safe with that. With this method, there have been people who fucked it up, and they fucked their accounts over permanently. But that's because they're retarded, to be quite honest with you. So if you're doing this, I'd recommend duping this onto some random irrelevant alts first of all. If you do the method correctly though, you don't have to worry about anything. So I've duped this at least 200 times for people, and every single time it's been fine because I don't fuck up, screw it over. And once we're logged in, we're gonna see our Twitch Prime camos are in the game. So that's basically done for that. I'm gonna show you guys how to actually dupe your custom game camos as well. There's a different method for that. So let's get straight over to that. Okay, so I just did the method again right now, and now we're duping dday. So every single step is exactly the same up to this point. And what you're going to do once you've come back into online, this is not when you restarted the game, we're still in the split screen. You're going to get your first controller, going to go over to multiplayer like before. This will also dupe your multiplayer classes, but you want to add an extra step here. You go to custom games, and then you look at your classes here. To stick them, there's a few methods. There's one different method that will guarantee a stick though. So like before, you can of course change the class to whatever you like. You can duplicate the class if you would like. And of course change your emblems. I would recommend doing this later. The one method that works the best to stick your things is you set up a match and you want to unlock the camos, and I'll also show you how the camo unlocks work. What you want to do when you start this game is basically get 9 kills with any of your dday guns, or if you're duping a different camo like masked, you're going to be wanting to do a 4 headshot story. So whatever your challenge is for your guns, you do that. We just need to kill 9 bots here. Where the hell is this good? Okay, so as you can see, we just killed 9 bots and we got our camo ready right here. Now obviously it's a split screen, so it looks kind of ass. But once you do this, you have your camo ready and you want to quit the game now. This will restart your game as well, so before it will restart it, and this will stick the camos 100%. Every time you want to play new custom games with reactive camos, so if you have dday, you have to do this every single time. So your dday will only reveal itself after 9 kills. So we have this screen again, we just go back in. And now we go over back to multiplayer and we check if they stuck, and as you can see, they indeed did. So you can keep all these D-Days done and then go into custom games. The thing I need to mention as well is when you dupe these camos, so I'm back on the Twitch Prime account right now, you don't want to remove these camos or change them. If you remove or change them, you won't be able to keep them after. So like, let's say I like, for example, put on, I don't even have camos on this account, which is unfortunate to showcase, but if I put any other camo on this, I would lose the Twitch Prime camo or whatever camo I duped, and then I'd have to redo the whole entire method again. So just to save time, it's better to not do that and keep them like this. If you want to dupe this to an alt, to dupe the template and store a template on an alt, you can, and then anytime you want to change the camos on your main and then change them back to your Twitch Prime, you just simply like pull them from the alt account instead of having to make like the same thing again. So it saves you a bit of time that way. If anyone wants to buy like D-Day specifically for like this template here, I can get that cheap to you. Go over to my Instagram. If you want to buy Twitch Prime, that's fine. I can also get those done. If you need it for Blackout, it's even better because you can dupe the whole showcase and it's permanent. If you have any questions about the tutorial, just put them down in the comments. I'll make sure to answer those. Other than that, that's basically everything you need to know. Make sure to sub for the glory of Black Ops 4. Vive la gloire de BO4, and I'll see you in the next one.